Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. We got a new Batman creative team announced to take over with Batman 125, debuting in July of this year. We're going to be treated to Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez as the ongoing long-term Batman team right now. Very excited for this news. Chip Zdarsky has really been on the come up as a writer, really doing some great work over at Marvel, for instance, with Daredevil, doing great work over at Image with Stillwater, really making a name for himself. He's even been doing some recent Batman work like Batman the Knight, the Red Hood Batman story from the beginning of Urban Legends over at DC. Some really solid stuff. He has now graduated to taking over Batman, and we do have the return of Jorge Jimenez on the artwork. I adore Jorge Jimenez's artwork, especially on Batman. The Tynan run, that was, to me, was the best part of that run, was the artwork. Chip Zdarsky promises a darker, grittier take. Jorge Jimenez is adapting his style to work with that. I'm really freaking excited to see it. It's going to be Batman-centric. It's going to focus in on Tim Drake as Robin as well, so I think that's kind of cool. Damian's off doing his own thing. Let's let Tim Drake kind of return and shine as Robin in the main Batman title, throwing me back to my childhood. I could not be more excited for this. I think it's a great team. Chip Zdarsky's a solid writer, but when he's paired up with an artist of this caliber, it's going to level up that writing ability. I am so freaking excited for this. We also just got a tease for DCeased Volume 3, a final conclusive series wrapping up the whole DCeased thing from Tom Taylor. We don't know if Trevor Hairston's coming back as the artist. We don't know anything else about this right now, aside from DCeased 3 is coming, and it promises to conclude the entire series. Then we have Aquaman and the Flash Void Song. That debuts in June. It's a 3-issue series. Obviously, this is timed in because there's a Flash and Aquaman movie on the horizon, and this is a team-up that we actually haven't seen that often. How will Aquaman and Flash play up against each other? That's going to be interesting to see. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing are the writers on this one. Then we have Vasquez Georgiev on the artwork. Not familiar with the art team, but I am familiar with this writing team. They've done solid work over at Zojicon for Vault Comics several years ago. Recently just concluded a really great run on Star Trek Year 5. I thought that was fantastic. And they really wowed a lot of people recently over at Marvel Comics with their Kang the Conqueror series. So I'm excited to check this one out. Basically, there's some kind of like alien race or some kind of something coming that's trying to stop all the kinetic energy on Earth, leech it away. Aquaman and Flash are the only ones left standing, and it's up to them to team up and stop the threat. So that's what we got there. DC Mech is in July. It's 6 issues by Kenny Porter and Baltimore Rivas. This is it's an Elseworlds type tale. So they got Jurassic League coming out. Now, I think we were off of the weekly wrap-up the week that got announced, but it's like, what if the Justice League were dinosaurs? And it's by Daniel Warren Johnson, so that's actually pretty freaking cool. This one is, what if the JSA were devastated back in World War II, and what rose out of the ashes of that in the Silver Age was not necessarily Superman as we know him, not necessarily the Justice League as we know them, but what if they controlled mechs? So that's exactly what it is. Justice League Mech, in a way. 6-issue series from Marvel in July, or in June, we have AntMan. AntMan celebrating, what, the 60th anniversary of the character, so they're giving us a 4-issue miniseries just simply called AntMan, by Al Ewing and Tom Riley. Everybody knows Al Ewing, just recently off of Immortal Hulk, doing work right now on Venom, and We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Tom Riley is the artist of the most current Thing miniseries, which I haven't really been digging that series story-wise, but I really like the artwork. This one is going to focus on a different Ant-Man iteration for each issue. The first issue is Hank Pym, the original. Second issue is the Irredeemable Ant-Man. Third issue is going to be Scott Lang Ant-Man. And the fourth one, a future AntMan, so it'll be a new debut, and somehow in some kind of timey-wimey fashion, this is all going to kind of work together. Miles Morales and Moon Girl is the first of a series of one-shots debuting in June from Mohel Moshigo and Ig Guara. This was, I think, originally planned on just being a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur series, but it's been reformatted as a series of one-shots. Each one-shot, I think it seems like it's going to be kind of like a team-up. So in this one, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur team up with Miles Morales, so there you go. Genis-Vell Captain Marvel just got announced, a new 5-issue series debuting in June from Peter David and Juan Ramirez. I'm a big fan of this version of Captain Marvel. Peter David did 2 volumes of this run. I think Chris Cross was the artist there for a little bit. It was a really great Captain Marvel run, and the first Captain Marvel that I really got to sink my teeth into, so that character's got a special place in my heart. He was recently brought back in the pages of Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel, which I've not been reading, so I did not know that, but it's really cool to me that Genis-Vell is back. We're going to have him in a 5-issue series, and they're bringing Peter David in to do it. Peter David's doing a lot of work over at Marvel these days. We got some really exciting Valiant announcements to get into. Book of Shadows debuts in July from Valiant by Cullen Bunn and Ricardo Latina. This is going to be like the mystical, supernatural protectors of the Valiant universe teaming up together against one big threat. So it's going to feature Shadow Man, Punk Mambo, Dr. Mirage, Eternal Warriors, the Eternal Warrior, and others. Valiant hasn't really been doing anything to really excite me lately, but these announcements are very exciting. Cullen Bunn is a very solid writer, putting these characters together that he totally will work well with in a team setting. I think that's great. Bloodshot Unleashed for September. This is by Dennis Camp and John Davis Hunt. I am immensely excited for this one. John Davis Hunt was the artist on The Wildstorm from a few years ago. I love his intricate work, the way he can pace and sequence out action scenes. Absolutely splendid. But Dennis Camp, one of my favorite writers in comics, who doesn't have a whole lot of work under his belt, but for instance, he has work in that Ice Cream and Quarantine comic special. That was amazing. But Maxwell's Demons. Maxwell's Demons, one of my favorite Vault comics still to date. We did a Comics Revisited on it. We've had Dennis on the show. He's got more work on the way. I could not be more excited for this. A Bloodshot Mature Readers Only title by Dennis Camp and John Davis Hunt. That's in September. Then we have Exo Manowar Unconquered in November. And this is by Becky Cloonan, Michael W. Conrad, the current writers on Batgirls and Wonder Woman, but Liam Sharp on the artwork. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I adore Liam Sharp's work from the 90s into today. What he's going to be able to bring to the page on Exo Manowar, very exciting. So out of nowhere, 3 really exciting Valiant announcements that got me really pumped. Cullen Bunn doing supernatural team type stuff, Dennis Camp, John Davis Hunt doing a Mature Reader's Bloodshot, and Liam Sharp on the artwork for Exo Manowar. Sign me up right now. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, first, check us out at Dylan's Horror Show tonight, where we're going to be talking about the classic movie, The Gate, starring a young Stephen Dorff from 1987. We're digging into this movie tonight. Rockin Robbie Live, Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And PCP Movie Night, a very special edition of PCP Movie Night, Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, where we're going over all 4 of the Christopher Reeve Superman films. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got a great panel lined up for that one, so you don't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Drop a comment below to let us know anything you think about any of this news or anything else. We really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And join us over at patreon.com/PCP if you want to help to support the channel. We really do appreciate it. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station. Pop, pop, boom!